I oversee 16 stores in North Madison. We're excited to have another new facility here in Sun Prairie. This is our 821st store that we are opening with Kwik Trip. I'd like to start off by sharing the company statement with all of you, if the coworkers would like to join in.
Serve our customers and community more effectively than anyone else by treating our customers, coworkers, and suppliers as we personally would like to be treated and to make a difference in someone's life.
Kwik Trip is a company that values honesty, integrity, respect, excellence, innovation, humility, and a strong work ethic. I'd like to thank the Zietlow family for building this beautiful facility. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the owner of Kwik Trip, Mr. Don Zietlow.
Well, thank you, Brian. First, I would like to address our coworkers. You're the greatest asset we have at Kwik Trip. If we don't have the cleanest stores and the cleanest bathrooms and the best service, we'll fail. I want to thank you for all you've done. I'm going to thank you in advance for all you're going to do in the future, so thank you very much. I'd like to thank Sun Prairie for allowing us to build this store in your city. We were able to buy the old strip mall and rebuild the store, and we want to be a good partner with the city. I'd like to also thank the Chamber for supporting us and coming out today. And we'll be a good partner with the city, and we'll be a good partner with the Chamber. A little bit about myself and our family, and about our company. My wife and I have 3 children. We have 14 grandchildren, and we have 11 great-grandchildren. My wife used to own the company. We don't anymore. The second generation, the third generation, the fourth generation own the company. It's in a trust, so the company keeps on going. So my job is really to currently run the day-to-day operations. I'll tell a little bit about how we got here. I was born and raised on a farm in Chaseburg, Wisconsin. My dad died when I was 7, and my mother moved to Viroqua, worked in a tobacco sizing warehouse for a year, then moved to La Crosse and lived there till 1947. And my mother remarried and moved to another farm between La Crosse and West Salem. And so after I got out of grade school, my mother thought I should be a minister. My brother was on a track to be a minister, and he became a minister. So in my 9th grade, I went down to Watertown, Wisconsin, and to start my track to be a minister. And after my 2nd year, they said, "Don, you're not coming back." And but the reason was I stuttered till the time I was started speaking until I was 32 years old, and so I couldn't say 2 words together. And they said, "You'll never give a sermon." So anyway, went back to La Crosse, finished my high school, then started working for my stepfather on a farm, dairy farm. And so I worked there for 5 years, making $125 a month. And when my wife and I had our first child, we couldn't live on $125 a month. So I got a job driving a truck for a grocery company called Gateway Foods in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And so I got the job, and it paid me $67.50 a week. And now I only work 5.5 days a week compared to 7 days a week. I thought I died with to heaven. Life was so good. And that was in 1956. And sometimes how life changes. And going forward 2 years in 1958, my route that day was to deliver stores from La Crosse to Hebl and deliver meat and groceries on the way out, and then pick up some meat from Wilton Packing Plant in Hebl, then go to Austin, pick up some more meat from Hormel, come back. And the day started about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got back, and at 9 o'clock I was tired, but I still had to unload the load of meat. And I was sitting complaining in the semi about how hard I was working, and I was really bitching, I took to myself, and the guy that ran the beat department, I thought all by myself, he came out and said, Zietlow, if you're gonna work for a company, work for a company. If you're gonna damn the company, then quit and damn the company all you want. What a change in my attitude in 1958. I sat down in that load of meat and I said, if I'm ever in a position to share the profits with our coworkers, I would do that. I unloaded my load of meat and kept on delivering, and in 1959, I guess, or 60, I went into the warehouse and worked in the warehouse for Gateway Foods, and the company grew and prospered, and in 1970 I became president of that company, and the company grew and prospered, and along the way I got involved with Kwik Trip, and how I got involved with that is that in 1970, just a week or two before Christmas, I was talking to all of our grocers in La Crosse, Wisconsin, about getting larger or being a convenience store. At that time, there was no Walmarts and no Costco's of the world, but there was Red Owl, and there was National Tea and A&P and Piggly Wiggly and Super Value, and so when I was trying to give my thoughts to the about 20 retailers, this one retailer gets up and he says, Zietlow, if you're so smart, buy my store. And I didn't have any money, but you know, what could you do? And I said, you just sold it. So I had to go home that night and tell my wife that we bought a store, and that was not a good situation. And so anyway, the next day, Gateway had 5 convenience stores, and so the guy that ran the convenience store said, I'd like to buy that store. And I said, great, now rid of that thing, you know. But he said, oh, I don't want to buy half. So now I had somebody to run the store, and Gateway Foods didn't have anybody to run the 5 stores. So the guy that owned Gateway came and said, listen, why don't we form a corporation of, at that time it was Reinhardt and Hansen and myself. And that's how I got involved in the convenience store business in 1970. So I kept on working for Gateway Foods for the next 19 years, and the company grew and prospered and had several warehouses and several retail stores. And along the way, I got some stores of my own, and so one day Reinhardt came to me and said, I'm selling the company. And I thought I was going to work there forever and die there, but he says, I need some of your real estate in some of the stores that I had accumulated over the years, and I'll trade my third interest in Kwik Trip for the stores that you have. And I did that, 1989. Now I remember what I had said 31 years earlier, that if I ever owned a company, I would share our profits with our coworkers. And so I went home to my wife and I said, listen, I think we would like to share 40% of our pre-tax profits with our coworkers. So the next day I talked to my partner and I said, if you agree to this, we'll become 50-50 partners. And so he did, and at that time, 40% of nothing was nothing. We weren't making any money, so what's 40%? So anyway, that was 1989. So that I left Gateway Foods. They sold to a third party and came over to Kwik Trip, and pretty soon the company started making money, and my partner John and his family, were doing okay, but we were pretty soon paying our coworkers more than the family was getting paid. So there was a difference of opinion about the 40%. And we had an outside board of directors, and they said, either one of you should buy the other one out or sell to a third party, and our family didn't want to do that. And so in 2000, we bought our other family out, and we became sole earners in 2000. And since that time, our company has grown and prospered, even though our coworkers get the first 40%. of our pre-tax profit. So if we make 10 million, they get 4 million. If we get 100 million, they get 40 million. And the banks and the accountants, I know there's some banks here today that says, how can you give 40% of your pre-tax profits to your coworkers? And it's not a gift, they earn it. And so it's worked for us. We've been able to grow. Today, we have 35,000 coworkers. And so we have 35 meetings at the end of the year. We'll have one in Madison, here, Green Bay, Des Moines, Duluth, wherever. And they all come to the meetings to get their checks. Otherwise, they have a payroll deposit. But in the year meetings, we tell how the year went and what percent, what dollars they get for the 40%. So it's some of you new coworkers will have a chance to come to the year meetings, and somebody who's been here for a year or more will know what they expect, and they'll come and see how big the check is. So the more we earn, the bigger the check is. So that's kind of how we operate as a family. A little bit about our company. We have a support center across Wisconsin. It's on 120 acres. We have a dairy that produces our own milk. We produce about 700,000 pounds of milk a day. What's in the counter today is in the store tomorrow. We make our own ice cream. We make our own drinks. Then we have a bread plant, bun plant, a couple 100,000 square feet. Makes our own bread and buns. We make about 500,000 loaves of bread a week. Then we have a sweet goods bakery. It makes all of our cookies and glazers and donuts, and that does about 5.5 million donuts and cookies a week. And I used to be as thin as Miss Wisconsin. She's here someplace. You know, I mean, I don't know where. There she is. I used to be that thin, if you could believe it. But one of the things that when you go through the dairy and take a pint of chocolate milk off, or go through the bakery and take off a glazer or two off the line, you know, they were good. And food safety came along, then I had to stop going through the support center. But we should have had food safety suit. I would have been so heavy. Now I can't see my toes, but I tell you what, it's been a good ride along the way. But so then we have a commissary, make all of our own pizzas, salads, cut fruit, take-home meals, and that's a couple 100,000 square feet. And then we have a warehouse that we have all of our food and dry groceries in. And we sell about 1 million pounds of bananas a week. We get the bananas from South America, take ownership on the Gulf Coast, and ship them up to La Crosse, and we can ripen 30 loads of bananas at a time. So that's a little bit about our operation. And so it's allowed us to grow. It's allowed our people to grow, and I just want to thank Sun Prairie for allowing us to build this store. And I'm going to turn this back to Brian here. So thank you very much.
Woo!
Thank you, Don. I also want to thank everybody at the Support Center, Store Engineering, for putting this store together. It's a lot of hard work to do all that. I also want to thank my FSDL back here. This is Abby Minning, and she is in charge of the food program in the 16 stores, and she actually has another district that she takes care of as well to make sure that food safety and all the food products are out there, good communication. She does an excellent job with that, so thank you for all your help. I also want to thank Brian Wrighton, who did an excellent job getting the store together, and Danny as well for all their help, and the rest of my team of store leaders that came in here over the past 2 weeks to really get this store up and running. But this team in back of me right here. A lot of these people, I've been with Kwik Trip and Stop and Go before, and then a lot of them are new, and they came into this very positive, excited, having fun, and over the past 2 weeks we've really gotten to know a lot of them, take the time to put this store together and really get a great bond, and I'm proud of them for all the hard work that they have done. I'd also like to introduce to you the store leader, Josh Truss, who is in back of me here. He was an ASL with us for a long time with Kwik Trip, and then he moved over to the Stop and Go, and he was actually right here at this store. He ran the Stop and Go, and when we switched it over to a Kwik Trip, he wanted to be the store leader. So he's going to do an excellent job, and I will have Josh come up and say a few words right now.
Not that tall. Hi. Welcome to our new store. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for coming. It's been a weird and quirky 3 months of tear down and rebuild, and it's been a fun adventure for all of us. We're excited to have the new store in Sun Prairie. I want to take the time to thank Don Zietlow and the family for helping us build this store, for allowing us to have the facility that we have. I would like to thank store engineering, all the contractors. I feel like everybody did an awesome job. We haven't had very many hiccups with everything that's been going on, and it's been a lot of moving parts for all of this, so that's been fantastic. I want to thank all of my coworkers. It's been weird for 3 months to be trained for a store that doesn't exist, so they're working out of different stores, and it's great to finally be back under one roof. I want to thank Brian. The facility is beautiful, so we've all had a weird experience, like I said, but it's been great. Our main goal is to provide the best customer service possible by exceeding our guests' expectations, to provide a very clean location for you guys to shop at, and to not be out of stock on any products. Our team is dedicated to making this happen. Right now, I'd like to take the time to introduce some of our fabulous team members, starting with our assistant store lead, Rusty.
Hello, my name's Rusty. I've been with Kwik Trip for just about 2 years now. I started with the old Stop and Goes and was fortunate enough to come on with family here. One of my favorite things with Kwik Trip is my leaders and the team that we've helped build. So, thank you.
I'm Steph. I've been with the company for about 1.5 years now. One of my favorite things about Kwik Trip that no matter what store you go in, it's always a really great atmosphere.
Hi, my name's Alyssa, and I've been with Kwik Trip since February. And one of the things I love about Kwik Trip is how supportive everyone is of each other and just such a great team.
Hi, my name is Haley. I've been with Kwik Trip since January. And the one thing that I love about Kwik Trip is how positive everybody is, no matter what the situation is.
So again, I kind of just want to thank everybody for your future business, for coming to enjoy this adventure with us as we open up the new store. And right now I'd like to bring to the podium Abby.
So I just want to say thank you to Josh, Rusty, and Steph. I also want to thank Brian Wrighton for his assistance in the kitchen. You guys have done such an amazing job getting this store ready and getting it to opening. Today we do have a few guest speakers that I will invite to come up and say a few words. And first we have Miss Wisconsin.
I'm a little bit taller. Hi everybody, my name is Grace Stanke. I have been Miss Wisconsin for about 2.5 months now, and part of my job is traveling the entire state of Wisconsin and beyond. Actually, I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago for the Miss America orientation. I've done over 8,000 miles of driving and 3,000 miles of flying in the past 2.5 months. And Kwik Trip has fueled every single one of those miles of driving, which is incredible. I mean, I could not do it without them. And one of the best things that I've learned about Kwik Trip during these past 2.5 months of attending grand openings, talking with employees and talking with people, is how much thought goes into the placement of their stores. They really have the community's best interests at heart. They do the research on the surrounding businesses around the location they're looking at. They take the time to reach out to business owners, and they take the time to do their research, which I think is really incredible for a business to do, rather than focusing on, hey, what's the profit going to be, and things like that. It's incredible to see their focus on community and how they want to build communities up. So I'm so excited to see how this Kwik Trip can continue to build the Sun Prairie community. As someone who went to school at UW-Madison, I've been in Sun Prairie a couple times, and I know I'm personally excited to see this Kwik Trip here. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Grace. And now we have Senator Agard, if you would like to come up and say a few words.
Good
morning, everyone. So one of my favorite things to do is get out into the community and see what it is that helps make our communities be strong. And certainly we know that we have strong communities when Kwik Trip is investing in them. They not only take care of their employees and make sure that they can take care of their own families, but they take care of our families when we come in. You know what you're getting when you come to a Kwik Trip. It's good for Wisconsin. This is the way we need to do more business. So congratulations, Kwik Trip, and welcome to Sun Prairie.
Thank you, Senator Agard. Next, we're going to have Gary Hebl, State Representative, come up and say a few words.
Thank you. It's sure a pleasure to be here today and opening, I believe it's a third store in Sun Prairie. I'm fortunate because our law office is right across the street from the first Kwik Trip store. And it's interesting, but brand loyalty is amazing in the city of Sun Prairie. Main Street was torn up for about 6 months, and you would not believe the effort that people went to get their coffee and other items at Kwik Trip. That line was continuous, 24 hours a day. So we're very happy that Kwik Trip is here. I listened to your pledge, and it reminded me of my mom, who always instilled in our family. I come from a family of 17 children. And the number one rule in our family was the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. What a great start to an employment opportunity is to start out with a pledge like that, because that really is true. And when you do go into a Kwik Trip store, you do notice a difference with the employees. Wisconsin is suffering from the lack of employees in the state. And I'm sure Kwik Trip has some issues with that. But when you have a company that has your interests at heart and takes care of you, this is not a in-between job when you work at Kwik Trip. This is a lifetime experience if you want to do it, and it can be a great career for you. I want to thank Don and his family. He's been married 67 years, so you know how important. So you know how important family is to him. And the first thing he talks about is his kids and his grandkids. So his employees are family of his own family is so important to him. And I think that's the number one reason why Don and Kwik Trip are successful, is because they treat you like family. Thank you, welcome, we're glad you're here, and we hope great success for you. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming up and speaking with us today. So at this point, I would like to have Josh, Rusty, and Steph, if you guys could step forward. Today we do have a few donations that we would like to give away. If I can have Chief Garrison from the Sun Prairie Fire Department, please step forward.
Yay.
One thing I just want to tell the Kwik Trips, every time that we have a fire that's 30 degrees below, 0 wind chill factor, or a hot day, they're always willing to donate and get us coffee and get us water and get us Gatorade and things we need, and the cleanliness of their store is always great. So I just really like to thank Kwik Trip for this opportunity, and this will go to training for our organization. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And for the next donation, if we could please have Officer Klein and his assistant Lasco from the Sun Prairie Fire or Police Department come up.
I'm Officer Ben. I've been here a little over 21 years. This is my partner Lasco. He's been here just shy of 7 years. So whenever we get generous donations like this to our agency, it also funds training, it funds equipment for our dog, and also community events. So thank you guys very much. I can tell you wholeheartedly that we work a lot of investigations that these guys assist us with. So thank you for that.
All right, now we'll do the ribbon cutting. If the co-workers want to step forward, Don And if any of the chamber wants to come up for the ribbon cutting, you're welcome to come up.